Hey guys, this is Bridget here from the Radiant Mompreneur again, and I would like to just take a few minutes to tell you an overview of selling on Amazon. I've had a lot of emails from you guys saying, what is this Amazon business really about? How are you doing this? Where are you finding the products? And how does this all work? And I know it hasn't been fully explained yet, and the reason is because the training program that I took and that's becoming available for new students soon, they have a series of informational free videos that they do prior to opening up the classes, and that video series is starting very soon at the end of September and going into October, where the training series will become available for sale. In the meantime, I understand the questions, wanting more details about how this all works. So I thought I would just do this really broad stroke overview. This is really broad strokes here of how to sell on Amazon, so you have an idea of what to expect. So there's really three main steps to selling on Amazon as a professional seller. And keep in mind that you can go on Amazon and sell a product or two or 10 or 100, but really what the objective here is, what you're really creating is your own business. And so I want you to think of it in those terms. You may get your first product up and live and think it's fantastic that you're selling, and it is. But at some point, I want you to really begin to think of this as your own business and not just one product that you're selling. So the first step really is to just find a product that you can private label. So we're not going to be inventing products to sell. We're not going to be, filing for patents. We're not going to be reinventing the wheel here. What we're going to be doing is looking for current products on Amazon that are already selling well. Because if they're selling well, we know that there's a really good market for those. And Amazon has tons of traffic coming to it, tons of consumers daily. So if we find a product that's already selling well, we know that there's lots of people buying this type of product. And you want something that is going to be available to private label. And so what that means is you're going to want to find something that's fairly generic so that you can actually find it wholesale, and you're going to be putting your own logo, your own company name on this. So it needs to be available for private label. And the training obviously goes, a lot more in depth than this as to how you go about finding a product. There are steps that you follow in order. This is all very doable. It's explained very clearly how to find a product and how to go about private labeling it, and if it's a good product opportunity. So do not fear by this broad statement to find a product to private label. But I just wanted to give you a heads up on what you're going to be looking for. So again, you're not inventing anything, you're not researching a new product to develop and create and test. You're looking for something that's already selling well that you can put your own label on. Number two, when you find that product, you're going to need a supplier. And the training goes into a lot of depth about how to find a good supplier, someone who's reputable, someone who's easy to work with, someone who will give you fair prices. And if you're going to be selling something that is, just for example, something that is ingestible or something you put on your skin, a supplement that you would take, anything like that, you're going to want to stick with the U.S. because of, regulations and the FDA and things like that. But if it's something where it's a silicone product, a stainless steel product, plastic, that you can find really easily in China, and they will tell you some resources for how to find suppliers in China. If you're looking for something that's more textiles, you may want to go someplace like Turkey. But in general, most of the products I have ever sourced have been from China, and I feel really comfortable with that because I know how, from the training, to find reputable sources to work with, good quality factories and factories that have been inspected and you can feel confident about buying from. So you'll get your products, you'll find your supplier, and you'll start the process of getting your first order. The training provides you templates for even what to say the first time you email a supplier, because I had no idea. I had never spoken with a wholesaler before, talked to a factory supplier, none of that, much less in China. But they give you the language, they give you the templates to get you started and to get your feet wet, and it takes no time before you got the hang of, communicating. And their English is really good. It actually becomes quite fun to do this process and to get your product. So the third step, and really you could say the final step, because the objective is to get your product on Amazon and selling. And the way you do that is with launching your product. There's a bunch of steps in launching your product. Again, the 8-week training course will give you week by week what steps to do so that you get comfortable with the process. But in broad terminology, you're going to be launching your product, and that means you need to get some reviews for your product. You need to get it visible, whether that's through promotions, where you start to get some sales generated, and Amazon starts to take notice of your product and see you're getting sales, and you start to rise in your rankings. Or maybe you do some Amazon ads, which can be extremely useful, especially in the early days, in getting you visibility. So there's tons of support, tons of guidance. There are mentors available in the training program. There are Facebook groups. And if you sign up through me, you're actually going to get 8 weeks of free group coaching on weekly Skype calls, where I can answer your questions individually and give you some amazing insights that I've had after 2 years of doing this that I didn't have at the beginning. So these are, again, very generally, the 3 steps to Amazon selling, to sell as a professional on Amazon: getting your product, getting your supplier, and getting live on Amazon. It's actually amazingly fun and exciting. You're going to have a little bit of fear. That's okay. That's okay. That's probably a good sign, right? And then, the excitement comes, and you get to see your product live for sale. And when you start to get those first organic sales from real customers, it's an amazing feeling. What I want you to do is enter your email so that you can keep up to date with all the videos that are coming in. This training is actually only available for a very limited time. And I think it's a period of about 5 or 6 days in October, and I don't want you to miss it. So please enter your email, and you can get the information as soon as it becomes available and learn step by step how to create your own Amazon business. Thanks for joining me here at the Radiant Mompreneur.